Okay, I had a little bit of a problem last night. I ran out of power. But to be honest with you, that's what I was going for. You guys know I have the new lithium battery bank, and I wanted to see how far you can discharge them before they actually shut off, because there's no real information about how to check the state of charge on lithium batteries. I need to put the hinge on that. I never put the hinge on. I'm a lazy piece of shit. Oh, you guys better be thankful that I show you this stuff. Anyway, if you're not familiar, I have 400 amp hours of lithium batteries. I also have 415 amp hours of lead acid, but that's a different system now. We went to this one primarily as our primary battery bank. Seeing as how lithium doesn't like to charge when it's cold, I built a sand battery box. See, that's what the sand's all about. And that sand gives us the thermal mass we need so we can, keep the batteries warm. Well, last night was the first time we actually had to have the batteries warm up. Let me explain. Over here on the side, I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's still messy back here, I know. Over here on the side, I have my Noteco Genius 2440 battery charger. It's 40 amp. And the batteries actually have an onboard battery management system. Now, when it gets too low of a current, that battery management system will shut the batteries off to protect them so you don't over discharge the batteries. I found out at 3:30 this morning that the charger does not sense the batteries when the battery management system shuts the batteries off.
It's 3:30 in the morning. The power went off. I come out here to the system, I check the voltage, and the voltage is sitting at 0. And the charger doesn't sense any voltage coming from the battery, so it doesn't act like it's connected to anything.
So the charger will not sit there and try to charge. So, yeah, I'm sitting here at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning going, oh, crap, how do I do this? Luckily, there's actually a function on the charger that allows you to actually go to 24-volt supply, and that initiated battery warm-up. Now, the batteries come with heaters inside. They're self-heating batteries, but they're 200-watt heaters, and it's been below freezing consecutively, and we haven't really charged the batteries since I've got them, 2 days ago now? Yeah, these batteries are 2 days old. So they never really generated heat. So the whole battery bank was sitting about 30 degrees. So we had to wait for the charger to warm the batteries up so the batteries would start taking a charge. Now, we had to use the generator and all that, but the generator also, we got a transfer switch. We can switch and run the whole house off the generator and run the charger on to charge the battery banks. That's the way I got it set up. If you follow me, you've seen the video. I had to wait 3 hours for all this thermal mass to warm up enough so the batteries could charge. So I'm like, oh gosh. I went ahead and I got a thermometer and put the thermometer in the battery bank. That way I can tell from inside what the temperature is of the battery bank. Once the battery management system allowed the batteries to turn on, once they were warm enough, I then had to switch the charger back into the lithium iron charging state because it only supplies 27 volts at 20 amps. I wanted to have the full set of 28.8 volts at 40 amps going into my batteries because the batteries were dead. So, but yeah, we ran out of power. I had to resort to running the generator. I ran probably about 2.5, 3 gallons of gas through the generator last night. But yeah, they're charged. They're sitting at 26.9 volts right now. The way they got lithium set up is they're pretty much the battery management system. They're kind of banking on the idea that that is a charge controller in effect. But I'm like, I also want to use my big high dollar Midnight Classics as a charge controller for my battery bank. So I don't want to have to rely on the battery management system or stress the battery management system more than it has to be. So, anywho, power's back on. Everything's fine. Oh, I didn't close the lid.